now that I'm a non-smoker, I've been running 4 to 5 times a week. I've been eating healthier, and I think I'm going to start up another one of my health cleanses that I like to do. And I just have the motivation to do more things for me. And I have a lot more energy, so I find myself doing a lot more things in a day than I used to. Instead of filling that time with smoking and then feeling tired after smoking and then not feeling motivated to do anything after smoking. Now I feel like there's so much more I can do in a day, and it doesn't make me exhausted and tired, and I feel so much healthier when I'm on the treadmill or I'm running outside. I just feel a huge difference. My name is Leanne Hudson. I'm a supervising probation officer for the City and County of San Francisco. I've been smoking probably since I was about, I would say, 16 or 17 years old. I went to all-girls Catholic boarding school, and we had a smoking patio. And when you became a junior, you were allowed to go out the smoking patio. It was the cool thing to do. It was the fun thing to do. So I started smoking. I think a lot of the girls started smoking. So that's where I got started. And I was able to control it. I would go home. I wouldn't smoke. I would never smoke in front of my parents. But and so I just continued to do it throughout my life. I got tired of it. I tried many times to quit. I looked for many different motivations to quit, and maybe I could quit for a little bit and start up again, and I would always eventually just start again. So I gave Ken a call, and I went in, and it was a relaxing experience. It was I felt comfortable, and when I walked out, I became a non-smoker. Towards the beginning, after my experience with Ken, towards the beginning, I would have thoughts of go smoke a cigarette. And it was a physical, it was almost like I was physically motioning to go and do what I'd been doing physically for many, many years of my life, but then something like, I described it to a friend of mine like a computer. You know how when you program computers and it loops itself around to different commands? And it was like every time I motioned to go smoke a cigarette, my brain looped it around and said, no, sit back, you don't do that anymore. And so that happened every time I felt like smoking a cigarette, and then as time went on, that whole process, maybe it was 10 times a day I would do it, and then it became 5 times a day, and then now it just kind of happens every once in a while, and my brain just tells me no. I've put myself in situations where I was a little nervous. I was going down to visit some old friends that were, old smoking buddies of mine. I know that they still smoke, and I went down to go visit them. On the way, I was biting my fingernails a little bit, a little nervous, and I got there and they smoked in front of me, and I didn't even grab for one, didn't even want to go for one, didn't even want to, and I found myself trying to, and telling them about my experience and letting them know that, hey, you can do what I'm doing too. I would say about Ken that he's made this an effortless, pretty much an effortless experience. I came in with an open mind, and he was a really positive person, and I can really feel that Ken really cares about you becoming a non-smoker, and you can really feel that experience from him, and you can really tell that he wants to help, and he helped me, and I appreciate him for it, and I hope he continues to help a lot of people out there that struggle with wanting to quit, and because it's so extremely different. But what Ken does for you really, really helps, and it'll change your life. It'll change your life completely. Thank you, Ken. I am really proud of myself. My self-esteem it's just so much, I just have so much more self-esteem than I did before. I felt ashamed as a smoker. I called myself a closet smoker because I wouldn't smoke in front of my family. I would only smoke with people who smoked, or I would smoke alone. And so I was ashamed of it. I knew it wasn't a good thing to do, and so now I feel really, really proud that I quit smoking, and it's kind of encouraged me to find other areas in my life that help me improve my self-esteem, which is also with running, getting physically fit again. And so it's just started this little roller coaster of wanting to do positive things in my life that I wouldn't do if I were still putting a cigarette up to my mouth. I've been a non-smoker since November 19th, 2008.